Hello and welcome back. Susan Zummo here, intuitive and originator of soul patterning harmonics. This week's message is fully loaded. And I say that because when I tuned in this morning, I heard very clearly, spiritual warriors, are you ready? The time has come. Well, that kind of took me back. I was very curious about the word spiritual warriors because I thought, well, we're not fighting anything. So why that term, right? Why that phrase? And then the time has come for what? So when I asked those questions, right, they said, what are warriors? Think about that. A warrior is someone who is strong in mind, strong in body, strong in emotions, strong spiritually, someone who is prepared, trained, and ready. They are reflexive. Their training has allowed them to become reflexive. And so we might want to think about ourselves as spiritual warriors because I think that that term fits us, doesn't it? We are strong. We are ready. We're trained. We're reflexive. We're prepared. We have prepared and prepared, right? And many of us have taken training either on the inner realms or on the outer world with teachers or both, right? So we must be prepared now to execute our tasks, our role in a reflexive way. And that comes from preparation, practice, and training. They said, you can be a spiritual warrior, and indeed you must be, with kindness. There is strength in kindness, compassion, and love. Know your task, know your purpose. They said everyone will be activated as we move into the next period of time. And by that, I took it to mean that we are going to be executing what we've come here to do and to be in the next 3 to 6 months and then on into the future. So remember, November is an 11 month. We're in the 11th hour of a 9 year. And that means that we have some time, but not a lot, to be prepared, to be reflexive, to be strong, right? Now is the time to fortify. And we know this, and we've been getting ready for this. So this message is for my fellow spiritual warriors, not for those who are hiding from the truth or cowering in fear. It's not even necessarily for those that we work with, those that we help, and those that we guide. This message is for us, and it is a message of activation. So when I was receiving the message this morning, I kind of sat to attention, right? As if I was being called to attention, to pay attention. They said everyone has a role to play, whether you are out in the world executing your role, perhaps as a teacher, a healer, a guide, a parent, a coworker, or even a friend or family member. Some, they said, will be working outside of the world on the inner planes, and everyone will be prepared if they are willing to turn within and know thyself. They said, do your dreams and your actions reflect the truth that you tell yourself about yourself? Are you lecturing others on the consequences and courageousness of stepping out of their comfort zones while you go home and cower alone in your room filled with fear? Transparency is the word of the day. And I believe from what I was shown that in the last couple of months in this year, we are going to have revelations like you have never seen before. The truth will be unhidden. The world will come to the fore and they will be dumping their truths out in front of everybody. All aspects, all individuals, all people, situations, and institutions as well. And so we must be prepared to be the spiritual warriors that we are and to execute our purpose and the tasks that we have come to bring to the world. That is what we are here to do. Everyone has a role. Everyone. Whether you are executing your task in place or out into the world, we all will be called into action at this time. They said, ask questions, question everything. Some of us will be leaders, and there are many leaders out there, many spiritual leaders. Some of us will be supporters. For those of us who are leading, be very clear in your purpose, in what you are leading others to, and how you are doing it. Are you a compassionate, kind, and loving leader? Or are you a taskmaster that leads by raising your voice, hardening your voice, being harsh? We can bring people to where they need to be in both ways, some with kindness and some with harshness. Use your intuition, because harshness may get them there. But what does that do for each of us, right? Think about that. Okay. We tend to get frustrated with people when we're trying to help them. We tend to want to see them move faster or get it. I know I get frustrated when I'm repeating myself over and over and over again. I'm reminded in those times to change my words. I'm reminded that not everybody hears the wisdom that I'm giving them the first time around. For some, it takes 50 times. There is a leader, a teacher, a guide for everyone. Question where you are leading them to, and is it going to be a good place for them? Is it going to be a loving path for them? What kind of teacher, guide, healer, right, friend, family member, partner are you? What kind of coworker are you? For those who are supporters, question those you are supporting. Who are you giving your support to? No one is asking you to be a blind soldier following without question. I've never heard of that. I have never heard a spiritual teacher that's worth anything, a guide, a guardian, my higher, my galactic brothers and sisters, no teacher, no spiritual leader. God has never instructed us not to question. We have been asked to trust. They've said, trust me. They haven't said, don't question me. And if you have someone like that in your life, question. You will learn everything you need to know by asking questions and then checking to see how that feels against your own intuition. How does your body react when you are asked to follow someone whose truth may be different than your truth, whose purpose may be at odds with your purpose, right? Don't be afraid to question. And if you are being discouraged from questioning, well, that should tell you something right there. Okay. All right. Don't blindly follow, and don't blindly lead, for heaven's sake. As we move through this next phase, we can't think of our spirituality, our purpose in life, or our given tasks as a day job versus a night job. It cannot be separate anymore. because we are going to have drawn to us those who are going to need our gifts, whatever they may be. We cannot pretend that we don't have them. We cannot pretend that we don't have things within ourselves that need to be addressed and healed. We must be honest with ourselves and with those that we are in contact with. No more falsehoods. The inner must match the outer because we need to be ready. I'm telling you, as we move into 2026, and I know I'm talking about it early, but as we get into 2026 and further along, we must be prepared as spiritual warriors. We cannot be quaking in our boots. And honestly, if we are, then we must act anyway. We must have the courage of our truth and our convictions to stand in our power, to be who we are, and to expand that in a kind, compassionate, and loving way to ourselves and to those we are in contact with. Cannot stress that enough. This is the time to get ready. We have the next couple of months to do that inner inventory, to check ourselves, to pull in and call upon all of our unseen help and our seen help to build with us a world and an existence where we support one another and we move the planet and everyone on it into a better place. We are going to get there, but we must first make sure that we are ready, because as spiritual warriors, the time is now for us. I remember way back when in the 90s, we were all expecting big earth changes and we were all prepared for that. And we were able to mitigate that through prayer, spirituality, light work, all that. Then we had the year 2000, right? Y2K. And we were prepared for that. I will say in those two events, we were probably preparing out of fear, right? A lot of that preparation was based in fear. Now, we are preparing for a beautiful world. We are preparing to create the great shift and the new earth, but not out of fear. I do see and hear that we're coming back around to some more earth changes and lots of fear stuff going on again. Well, I know there's a comet out there. I know there's other planets out there. I know that the sun has solar flares. I don't know that I really want to focus on that, because truly, if our frequency reaches a certain place, those things will go around us. We know that when we hold light, negative events skip right over us. That's why we put protection up around ourselves in our homes. So rather than focusing on things that we have absolutely no control over in the physical world, because I can't go up in a rocket and change the direction of that comet, neither can you. So let's focus on lifting our frequency. Let's focus on living who we truly are as spiritual warriors and raising the frequency of ourselves and our planet so that those disastrous earth changes go around us. We are prepared now to create positive and beautiful experiences and move into the new earth. Let's not prepare for disaster. Let's prepare and be ready to execute our soul's purpose, our higher tasks, and make this an absolutely wonderful place for ourselves, our children, our grandchildren, and every creature on the planet. Well, that was a big message for the first week of November, but I thought it was a good one. If you have any thoughts about this, drop them down below. And if you would, please ring the bell, all that good stuff. It's important to get positive messages out to others, not just all the doom and gloomy negative stuff that's out there. So here we go into November, everybody. It's going to be an exciting last 2 months of the year, and I will be going through it with you. So until next week, many blessings, my spiritual warriors.